Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us for the PHNX Suns pregame show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know whenever we are live.
Let's go!
I'm Lindsay Smith here
Tee
with Saul
Party.
Bookman, Espo, and Gerald Bourget, and we are out at the Dobson Ranch Golf Club for our
Let's go.
inaugural PHNX Tee Party.
Fucking
you guys
lit out
excited?
here.
And I love the mood lighting right now.
Yeah,
it really
absolutely.
feels romantic on the screen. So if you're watching, we're glad to have you along. Light a candle, get some dinner. Let's have some fun.
No, get your ass out here to the tea party is what you should be doing if you're at home. We got plenty of walk-up space for you. We got free food. We got stretch labs, stretching people out. Let's go. Get them out here and get a stretch on, get your food on, get your drink on, and get your golf on.
The ranch is the place to be. And ranch is good on the pizza we have
I
here,
love
too.
ranch. Ranch is so good.
She loves corn and she loves ranch.
Corn and ranch.
Corn and ranch.
Okay, guys, tonight the Phoenix Suns and the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be facing off, but let's not bury the lead. Deandre Ayton is back. That's right, we are finally getting healthier, and DA will be playing tonight. How y'all feeling?
It's good because Cat's out, but they still have Rudy Gobert, so that's a good sign to get. I mean, anytime you get a starter back when you're missing 4, that's great news, but a guy that can go toe-to-toe with Gobert in the paint is huge.
I'll let you know in the post game how good it is.
I like our chances tonight. I like our chances tonight, and I backed it up with my DraftKings sports bet.
Oh, snap.
Which means they're going to lose because Saul's on a losing streak right now.
Way to go, Saul.
Oh, that's tough.
Listen, regardless of what happens in this game, being one step closer to full health is a positive for this team.
Yeah.
We've been riddled with injuries for as far back as I can remember anyway. So this is a good step forward. We're finally getting people back, whether it's slower or quicker than we thought. Doesn't matter as long as it's happening. Unfortunately, though, DA is the only one tonight that has come off the injury report. Devin Booker still out, Chris Paul still out, Cam Johnson, Cam Payne, and Landry Shamet also still out. Monty did say, though, pregame that Landry is getting a little bit closer to being able to return, so fingers crossed, more so in the near future than not.
What is the? I want to know what is the problem with the hip. Like,
Yeah.
is it just like joint,
It's
or is
old.
it like muscle, or what? Like, what's going on with his hip?
It's old.
I don't know if we've gotten any clarification on that
Was
yet.
it like a pointer?
Maybe. It's him and Chris Paul were both dealing with right hip soreness, so I don't know where it stemmed from or what, but yeah.
I don't know. On the Timberwolves side of things, Anthony Edwards was questionable coming into tonight's game, but he is available. He will play. Kyle Anderson is still questionable. Taurean Prince still questionable. Karl-Anthony Towns, as Gerald mentioned, is out. And then Jordan McLaughlin is also out. So that's where we're sitting.
I bet I'm going to be questionable by the end of this night after swinging the clubs. I think I'm probably going to have that left hip soreness as well.
You know what helps left hip soreness?
What's that?
Fucking OGs and alcohol. Let's fucking go. I'm going to get lit tonight. I don't know what it's going to look like in the postgame, but it's going to be fun.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Can't
yeah.
wait.
Let's go.
Brittany actually has a legitimate sounding remedy for hip soreness. She said those who have that hip soreness need to drink the bone broth. Apparently that's a thing. Which it doesn't surprise me. I feel like bone broth is actually really good for you.
Yeah, sure. Sounds right. I'm not a doctor, but I'll take Brittany's word for it.
Well, you know what, Gerald? You should tell those guys that next time you see them. Be like, Brittany said you need to drink bone broth.
Yo,
It's
Landry
human
bone broth.
Human bone broth, though. It's
human bone broth.
It's
Oh,
it's
God.
an elixir. It's good.
Oh, no.
The only problem is Chris Paul's vegan, so I highly doubt he'll drink it. But maybe you could get Landry Shamet to enjoy some bone
They
broth.
have vegan bone broth.
Yeah,
don't they?
yeah. It's
How
carrot
would you
juice.
have
It's
bone
called-
broth from bones? Bones
tree
come
limbs.
from living things.
Tree limbs are bones, aren't they?
There's like tree marrow now. We're going to go with
Yes,
that. It's
yeah.
tree marrow. That's what it's called.
It's called sap.
It's maple syrup.
Oh, no.
Brittany said I saw that on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. LOL.
There you go, Brittany.
It's where
There
I
you
get
go.
all my good medical advice is
Yes.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm not mad at it, to be completely honest. All right, so now that we have the injury updates, how are you guys feeling about tonight's game between the Timberwolves and the Suns? Gerald, I know you mentioned Rudy Gobert is still in there. One of the benefits, I guess, of having two big men on your roster is if one goes down, you still got a pretty solid one there that can back up.
Yeah, for sure. And he's a different type of big. He's not one that spreads the floor, obviously, like Karl-Anthony Towns does. DA normally plays pretty well against Cat, so I'm hoping to see this is a tough game to come back to against Gobert, but Gobert has not been great this season. He's been kind of scapegoated as the reason behind their struggles for a lot of it, even with their own Minnesota guys. So, I'm excited to see how he plays and how this team does, because looking at the schedule, this is one of their more winnable games for a while, so they need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I feel like DA is going to need to hit the jumper tonight, because I don't like the matchup down low if he's trying to go mano-a-mano with Gobert, but if you can stretch that floor a little bit, keep Gobert honest, you could open things up for the rest of your group too. I don't know what to expect from DA, though. He's been out. He had that ankle. It may be a slow start for him, and I'm all right with that, but the Suns can't afford slow starts.
Listen, the recipe is out on how you can beat and get around Gobert. You just and the Suns have, honestly, they've been playing that brand of basketball for the last some odd games since DA left the lineup. So stretch him out, shoot well from the perimeter, and have the driving lanes, and you should be okay. But if DA is going to be in there, and he's going to be, he's got to be assertive, he's got to be aggressive. And one thing that I did like about the Warriors game, not so much the Nuggets game, but the Warriors game, was how physical they were at taking the ball to the basket. They need to get back to that and really force Rudy Gobert to be active in the paint, so that way they have the drive and kickouts for wide open threes. And if that happens, the Suns should be okay.
I just don't feel great about DA being aggressive. He struggles with it when he's not coming off an injury, and I just fear he's going to be a little passive because he's afraid of the ankle right now. I mean, I know he says he's made of adamantium. He proved that wrong by not being out there.
It was vibranium.
Oh, vibranium. Doesn't matter.
Get it right,
Some fictional, really strong metal that his ankle isn't made out of. I hope he can tap into that aggressiveness tonight, though.
Yeah, I mean, that would obviously be the best case scenario. Hopefully, because he has missed a few games, he's feeling a little anxious to get out there, but anxious in a good way. Excited, I guess, might be a better word for that. I'm not really happy that Anthony Edwards is playing from like a winning, losing perspective. Obviously, he's fun to watch. He makes basketball more fun, but he has sometimes been like a wild card for this Timberwolves team. Like it's fun to see him play and come into who he's become as a basketball player, but also I don't want him to do that against us.
Yeah, he's one of the other Iron Men in the league. I think he's the only player that is playing more minutes this season than Mikal Bridges. So he's been a constant staple for them. He's been a problem for the Suns on both ends, especially when Booker's played. So they're going to need to spread the floor well and shoot the three ball well. This is a game where they would have liked to have Cam Johnson back by now, because he's played really well against this team, especially that dual big lineup. So you're hoping Torrey Craig has it in him again tonight. He was perfect from the floor the other night against Denver. So let's hope you can run it back in Minnesota.
One thing that I do think the Suns have on their side tonight is that when you look at like the win-loss column for the Timberwolves, it's crazy how they always say like basketball is a game of runs, right? Well, that's how their schedule has kind of been win-loss wise. They'll string together 4 or 5 wins, then 3 to 4 losses, then 3 wins, and then 3 losses, and 4 wins, and then 4 losses. And I find that really interesting. Like it for the last month and a half, 2 months almost, and they did lose last night. So maybe they'll string a few losses together here, and that means the Suns can pick up a win. I don't know.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
The Suns have been really good at stringing losses together lately too. So hopefully it's not something that continues.
Well, we did win once this week, so maybe the cards will be on our side tonight.
Or that's the one this month. We'll find out.
Oh, no.
All right, a couple tidbits for you guys before tonight's game.
If Gambo was the trade reaper, I don't know. We need to come up with a name for this other reaper.
Soul
right here.
snatcher.
Yeah.
Positive pisser.
He's the win reaper is what he is.
The joy stealer, whatever you want.
Oh my gosh, Joy Stealer. I feel like that one probably works. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. We'll toy around with the name. If you guys in the chat have any suggestions, feel free to drop them in so we can use those as a launching point for this brainstorm.
Absolutely.
Okay, a couple tidbits. Chris B. Haynes shared an article today that had quite a few nuggets about the Suns. The first one we're going to talk about right now is the update he shared about Cam Johnson. So Haynes wrote, Cam Johnson recently began participating fully in practices. Cam told Blue Chew Report he expects to make his return shortly after the Suns conclude their 4-game road trip. Their next home game is January 19th against the Nets, which represents the earliest time Johnson could rejoin the team. Now, this is interesting to me because just on Wednesday of this week, we got an update from Dwayne Rankin of AZ Central, and he shared that Monty had said Cam has played a little bit of one-on-one, been on the court a little bit, but not had any contact. So I'm wondering if this is a development over the last 2 days or if maybe it's a misunderstanding of words.
It could be, depending on their schedule and how much practice time they've gotten. I would be surprised if it developed that quickly, though, because I feel like it might have just been a case where he said, yeah, I'm trying to come back after the road trip, and I've been practicing more, which he has been. He just hasn't been doing the full contact stuff. So it's an easy little detail that you could possibly get wrong, or maybe things are looking up and he actually has. I would probably lean towards the former, though.
Is this our second no contact controversy? First DA not talking to Monty, now Cam not having any contact or having contact in practice. Look, it doesn't matter. What this probably was Crispy Haynes said something to Cam. Cam said, yeah, I'm hoping to be back, and that's that, because it wasn't a direct quote. So usually that's something like that was said. I'm not reading too much into it until I see from the Suns that Cam Johnson is probable or available. I'm not going to read anything, because we had, a couple weeks ago there was that false alarm where Dwayne saw on NBA.com that it had Cam Johnson listed as probable, and then it was like, oh, it's a false alarm. It was a mistake. So until I hear it from the team, I don't care what's being said out there.
I don't care at all until I see his name off the injury report. Then I care. I don't care about all the semantics. I just want his ass on the court. That's all. That's when I'll care.
I care because, obviously, the better the news, the closer you are to him being on the court.
Sure.
So shouldn't you care about him getting back into practice?
Because,
Is that true, though? Participating in contact? That means he's getting closer.
Because that's what they say, but shit, some of these injuries, you're like, that should be like a week injury, then they turn into 3 weeks, and you're like, what the hell's going on? So, for Cam Johnson, and as often as he gets injured, I don't even care, because I just want to see him on the court. Once he gets on the court, then we'll see what happens, and hopefully he doesn't get re-injured, but I just hope that listen, I'd rather him be out for an extra 2 more weeks if that means he's not going to get injured for the rest of the season than him try to rush back and then get injured, because he is the type of person that if he does rush back, he will get re-injured and he will miss some more games.
My guess is he was looking ahead and okay, the road trip ends Monday in Memphis, and then they have 2 days off before the game in Brooklyn. They'll have at least one practice in between then. I think he's looking at that practice date as okay, contact, and then hopefully play Thursday or Saturday. That's just my guess. I don't have any.
That game's here, though, right? Not in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll be back. I'm assuming he's looking at that homestand somewhere in there is probably when he would want to come back, because, look, he's been out for it's 2.5 months almost now.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a while, and this was originally, the diagnosis was 1 to 2 months typically with this kind of injury. So I definitely don't think they're rushing him back. But I think we might be getting closer finally.
It'd be nice to have a G League team that you could send them on assignment to play a game.
Wouldn't it, though?
Oops.
Too soon.
That's in Detroit now and not ours. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited. I do think the Suns are being extra cautious now. I think they have legitimately learned their lesson this time around, because we also saw reports from Dwayne that Monty said that Landry was begging him to play 2 games ago, and he's still out tonight. So I feel like they're being overly cautious with the guys. And at this point, I'm thankful for that, because like you said, no sense in bringing them back too early, having them get injured again, and then now you're missing them for even longer.
Right.
It's bad business to do that right now.
They're fragile little babies.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but
Fragile.
Oh, man.
It's Italian.
Espo, what are the guys wearing tonight?
They're wearing the turquoise city edition versus Minnesota's Kodak something or other city edition. I don't know.
I don't like these.
I don't either.
These ones.
It looks
weird.
like the charts they used to show you as a kid, the color progression stuff. It feels like they just went, hey, let's put one of those on the jersey.
I don't know. I kind of like them.
They kind of look like Legos.
Yeah,
they do. They do.
Mm-hmm.
Not a
I
fan.
kind of like them.
Yeah, I don't think I like them.
Looks like Mall of America threw up on the jerseys.
I basically like all the jerseys.
All right.
Mostly because Espo hates them.
Discerning taste from Saul Bookman. Yeah.
We do have a super chat from Ghost. Thank you so much, Ghost, for your super chat. Said, Espo, you are the GOAT of Suns podcasters. We love you.
That's right.
Wait
this
a
is the
minute.
best super chat this network's ever got.
Wait a minute.
It's the truth.
Wait a minute.
And it should continue to be used.
Time out.
That should be the slogan of PHNX.
I find it very suspicious that your whole family is right behind the camera right now, mom and dad included.
They're not paying to say that.
I don't
They're
know.
not paying.
I don't know how much I
They're
trust
paying
this.
to bash me, not to say nice stuff.
Well, now that we all have talked about tonight's game between the Suns and the T-Wolves, how you feeling? Who you got by how much?
I'm feeling great after that super chat. So.
Oh.
Not about the game, just about myself.
Just in general.
I have the Timberwolves by 6.
Joey Reaper!
He's feeling great.
Yeah.
I got the Suns by 2 tonight. I think they pull off an upset.
Okay.
I got the Suns by 1. Lindsay, what do you got the Suns by?
Suns by 3.
1, 2, 3. Let's go.
1, 2, 3. I did that on purpose. Because I was going to say 2, but then I was like, well, I can't just copy Gerald, so let me just go 3 and make this a little stepping stone here.
There we go.
You can either be Homer or you can be right. I chose to be right tonight. All right.
Oh, man.
Okay, what does Vegas think of tonight's game? Our friends over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Almost as confident as me. They have the Wolves by 5.
Terrible.
Not
Just
6.
terrible.
I'm a little surprised by 5. I think 5 is pretty high for this game.
Well,
but
2 points for the home team, so they think they're 3 points better, and the home crowd gives them 2 more. So.
Yeah, but the weird part is that earlier this morning, before we got the news of DA coming back, they were at a -4.5.
So
Then DA's playing, and now it's a -5. Like, if I was DA, I would take offense to that, and I would come out tonight on 1.
But to be fair, when I was placing our bet for today, I placed a bet on the Suns money line, and then I needed to go and make it a parlay because I wanted to add some more to it. When I re-added it, the odds were lower.
Yeah, wasn't it 5.5 at one point?
Well,
I think?
for the money line was 170 plus 175, and then when I went to go rebet, it was at plus 155. So I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. Math. That's Gerald. That's your strong suit, so I can't help you on that one.
Aussie Sun fans pod says Suns by 18.
Okay.
So they got started early. I believe it's Saturday morning or over there, and they're already still in it from Friday night. So.
All right. Speaking of our DraftKings picks of the game, like Saul did off the top, what you got, Saul? You feeling real confident?
Hell yeah, I'm feeling real. I got a 4-pick parlay. Oh, my bad.
We couldn't even put it on that.
There we go. Listen,
we go.
not only did I put my money where my mouth was, which I did on this one. It's a plus 1,000. I got the Suns winning. I got Mikal over 16.5 points. I got Torrey Craig over 10 points, and I got Mikal hitting at least 3-pointers tonight. Give me that plus 1,000, $10. And if I win this, I'm back in the money.
There's a better chance I win the long drive competition, and I don't have a driver in my golf bag.
Oh, man.
That's the truth.
That's a big bet, Saul. I feel like the one that I'm most worried about is the 3 threes.
You think so?
I don't know.
I'm actually more worried about the money line.
Yeah?
I think the other things will happen. Because, Mikal the other night seemed like he was getting back in a little bit of a groove.
He was.
Two nights ago, and it carried over. And I know he didn't have the greatest stat line. He was 3 for 10 last night. But it still felt like he was engaged in the game. Mm-hmm. So that's what you need to see from Mikal. So I'm riding you, Mikal. Let's go.
You're going 2 for 4.
What are the 2 I'm not getting?
The money line, and then I think the Mikal.
Mikal, what?
Which part?
Threes or over?
There's 2 parts of the Mikal.
The over.
Okay.
Over
on what?
Points. Don't you have them?
Points and threes.
Points. Yeah, over on the points. Sorry. I have plus 260 for the Suns winning the first quarter, and then the first quarter first quarter under at 53.5 for the 2 teams.
Okay.
So I'm having a really hard time with my bets lately, mostly because of all the injuries just across the NBA, not specifically just to the Suns. But like when I was looking this morning, there were only 2 players that you could bet on. It was Torrey Craig and Mikal Bridges. That was it.
Yeah.
So today I went with an easier one. I have the Suns to score the first field goal at a -105.
How is that only a -105?
Well, I mean, because Gobert's at the tip, so they're assuming the Timberwolves are going to get the ball first.
But DA's also there.
Oh, no, wait, it's
No,
minus
it's
105, right?
-105,
Yeah, that
yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it seems weird to me.
Huh.
I don't know, but we shall see. What does the leaderboard look like right now?
Not so
Emma?
good. Not so good for old daddy.
Stop it.
Saul is a -2850. I'm a plus 5671, and Aspo is a plus 87.
It's tough being this good.
Oh boy.
It ain't looking so hot.
Hopefully it turns around for Dobson Daddy over here.
Oh my God.
There you go, baby.
Y'all, we need to make that.
Dobson Daddy in the house.
Stop
We're turning
trying
the
to
tide.
make
Let's
fetch
go.
a thing. Fetch is not a thing. Hard stop.
Please.
Dear God.
Poppy's home. Let's go.
Things have gotten out of hand at the ranch here.
The fact
Please send help.
Listen, I probably would have slowed down and stopped, but then Gerald gave me the best nickname of all time, Dobson Daddy. Fuck yeah, let's go.
We need the Cowboys
Double
out here
D
at the
in the
ranch
house.
to round them,
Let's go.
round them up.
I made a mistake.
You did. I blame you fully for this.
I'm
Cheryl.
so mad at you right now. I hope you know that. If you guys want to get in on the action on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, we've got a couple of promotions for you guys. Right now, all new and existing customers can get a no-sweat bet each day of the wild card round this weekend. Just place any NFL bet of your choice, and if it loses, you'll get a free bet back up to $10. If you have not downloaded the DraftKings Sportsbook app yet, make sure you do that, and make sure you use the promo code PHNX because new customers can bet $5 on the NFL and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with the code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
You keep it up, we're gonna have to call you the No Dough Daddy because you're gonna have no money. Still.
Well, hey.
Oh my gosh. Okay, more drama, y'all. More drama.
Right.
Chris B. Haynes was just sharing all the nuggets of information. He also shared an update on Jae Crowder, an update of sorts, I guess you could say, where in the article he said that Jae said, "This move of pushing me out the door was a blindsided hit, not only to me, but my teammates." He also went on to say, "This has nothing to do with financial or contract differences." I don't know how to feel about this one.
Emma, can we put up the other graphic? Like sands through the hourglass, so are the Jays of our lives. It's a soap opera with this guy. That's what it is. I mean, that's what it comes down to. He doesn't want to take any responsibility for what's going on. He's shifting blame. Now he's roping in his teammates saying, hey, they're all happy for me. It's a bizarre thing. Now, I don't think the Suns are blameless in this either, but I think Jae is grasping at straws right now.
Well, I feel like he put most of the onus on the coaching staff because the quote in there was that he was disappointed in his coaches' lack of trust in him or belief in him or whatever it was.
Like his coaches didn't appreciate what he brought to the table.
Right. And I don't think it's controversial to say that the Suns they're not happy with him, but they understand and respect his decision. They've said as much to us. I think they're probably a little frustrated. We could use Jae right now.
You think?
Yeah, but I don't think anything that he said as far as his teammates is off base. I think the stuff that he said as far as being blindsided, I'm curious where that came from because if it's not a contract thing, was it just you didn't want to come off the bench?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He's twisting what happened into his favor, or at least he thinks it's his favor, by saying the coaches didn't have trust in me, aka they wanted to start Cam Johnson over me because they don't believe in what I have to bring to the table. Which, to be honest, no, it's time to make that move. It was time to make that move with Cam Johnson if you wanted to keep growing and being a vital part of this future of the franchise. So Jae Crowder can go somewhere else with that mess because it is total drama, and he's not doing himself any favors right now in terms of trying to get moved. I know the Suns are kind of hamstrung anyway, but if I'm an organization and I look and I'm like, this dude crying so much, dude, just be a pro, stay home and keep working out and be ready. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but didn't he say in the first Chris B. Haynes update we got from Jae earlier in the season that it had nothing to do with starting or coming off the bench?
So it has nothing to do with the contract or money and not starting or coming off the bench. What did they say? Jae, we don't like your fashion style. Did they not believe in Jae Crowder's fashion style?
Again.
They're like, stop trying to make Boss Man 99 a thing. What did they not believe in if it wasn't money and it wasn't starting?
It's trying to restore his value because other teams are looking at him right now and saying, okay, if he didn't want to come off the bench and if he wants a contract extension, we're not going to trade for him. So I think he's trying to do himself a favor and be like, oh, no, it wasn't a contract thing. Just trade for me. Trying to restore value.
Jae Crowder's going to fuck around and find himself in the mid-level exception kind of area next year, or vet minimum type of deal next year if he's not careful. Because if he goes this whole year without playing, his value is very low.
You got the peanut gallery yelling at you for for the F word over there.
Oh, did I say
There
that?
are children around. So
Specifically mine staring
but
right
also
at us.
others. We did say this was a family-friendly event.
It is.
So if there was
but
a
those
day,
kids are supposed to be all the way over there.
if there was a day, today would be the day.
I'm getting the counter. It's 4 right now.
So the thing is that I just wish that we honestly, like, from Jay's perspective, all this kind of cryptic speak and what he's sort of tiptoeing around. Honestly, I wonder if it would just be better for him in the long run and in the short term if he just came out and said exactly what happened. Because if there was a third option, which is basically what it feels like he's alluding to, it was something that had nothing to do with starting and coming off the bench, nothing to do with money, then that means there was something weird going on that we all have no clue about. And if it was so bad to the point where you guys decided it was best to be apart for an entire season, why not just share that?
We're not going to get the full story or the truth on that until he's on another team and is comfortable in his contract situation.
And I understand that, but it's like, then don't do the cryptic shenanigans because I don't see how that helps anybody.
Well,
I don't see how it helps him. I don't see how it helps the Suns. It definitely doesn't help the team.
But this is a guy that hasn't kept his mouth shut throughout the whole thing. It was trolling on Twitter. It was liking things before there was any of this news out. I don't think he knows how to get out of his own way. And at this point, it's beyond frustrating because not only is he hurting himself, he's screwing the Suns' trade value in this as well, where they're not going to get anything of value back in all likelihood from him. At this point, I want to just say, you know what? You're sitting there the rest of the year, and guess what? We're not paying you the rest of the year either.
I see what your point is, but I do think he is framing it as the Suns are the bad guys here.
Yeah.
Team should still want to trade for me.
Exactly
It's a leverage play. He's trying to improve his own value. Whether he's doing that or not, that's debatable. But that's
But does throwing your coaching staff under the bus really make you more valuable to the next coaching staff? To me, that goes, this guy's going to a potential cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, it could, but we all know everybody has this perception of the Suns right now. They have multiple different owners. The organization's in chaos. They have guys. DA was not unhappy over the summer. Like, he's trying to play into that.
But he did something similar when he was benched in Cleveland, too, though.
Yeah.
So there's a pattern of this now, and I don't think that helps you at all. Sitting there and being quiet probably is the one thing that helps you in this.
Probably, but I mean, Jae Crowder's going to Jae Crowder. Like, he's
true.
always been the same guy. He's not going to change now.
He's going to still salsa dance when he's not playing. So
I also feel like I'm not trying to take sides here because I don't think either side is correct in this one. I think everyone handled this wrong from top to bottom. But I do think it's weird how we automatically are like angry at Jae Crowder when the Suns also have a track record of screwing players over and creating animosity within the relationships there too. So it's not like it's out of left field if the organization did do something messed up.
This current group of Suns? This, like,
Just
under Monty?
in general. No, but under Robert Sarver, yes.
Sure. But
and Robert Sarver was still there.
But Jay's throwing the coaching staff, and I haven't heard anything negatively from players in regards to the coaching staff. If anything, I've heard the opposite.
I mean, that is true.
So, I mean, in that regard, I would probably disagree a little bit and say, well, yeah, I understand the Sarver thing, but he's throwing the coaching staff under the bus, and I haven't really heard anything negative about the coaching staff by itself.
Did you guys see the sunset behind us?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's fantastic.
It's beautiful.
So, story about that. I wrote Jerry Colangelo when I was 9, right? Saying, how did the Suns get their colors?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Right?
Go ahead.
And he said, that sunset right there is how they got their colors.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, cute. All right.
I saw the screen. I thought I'd share it.
Yeah, no, that's actually pretty cool.
I was done with the Jae Crowder hatred. I wanted to move on to something nice.
Smart.
Positive.
Any final thoughts before we say goodbye and go watch this game?
Yeah, if you got time, come on out here. We're gonna it's gonna be fun. At halftime, we're doing 3-point shootout over here. We got putt challenge, longest drive. Come win some money, win some prizes. It's gonna be a fun night.
Dobson Golf Club, get the ranch pass. It's fantastic out here.
Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you as always, and don't forget, meet us right back here after the game wraps up. Bye.
Hey yo, my lifestyle is retro. Tell the Phoenix Metro. Megas in control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX.